Keith Lewis here from KeithLLewis.com. I want to thank you for taking your time out to watch this video or watch me on video. But today I want to talk about the power of story. Everybody has a story. We all have stories. I mean, you have a story, I have a story. I never really talk about my story, but we all should, especially when we're talking to people, because your story will resonate with someone better than, trying to, I guess, sell them on the business. Trying to recruit them into a business, to your network marketing business, or trying to sell a product. A story would resonate with them better. Stories sell way more than things or opportunities or whatever. So that's what I want to talk about today, is the power of telling your story. And your story, believe it or not, people want to hear about your story because it lets them know that you're not perfect. You know what I'm saying? Especially if your story is similar to them or similar to someone that they know. Then it hits home, it hits the heart. So always share your story. I want to share with you today my story and my background and where I came from and what I do and what led me to want to come online and do the business online and start my own home-based business and what have you. And my background is this. For the last 14 years, I've been driving trucks for a living, over the road, sometimes local, flip-flop back and forth. I go over the road for a while, then I go local, and then I will go back over the road for a while. Now, in 2009, September to be exact, something catastrophic happened to me. I was driving teams for a company delivering parts overnight, and prior to doing that, I had a real bad accident. And having this accident, I had an accident. The truck came off a cliff of a mountain and landed into somebody's front yard right at their porch, and the truck almost flipped over. And the only reason why it didn't flip over is because it was leaning on a telephone pole sideways, and the telephone pole was still holding it up. And my friend to this day and my teammate back then, he was inside. He was in the back laying down sleep, and he injured his neck in the process of me having this accident. And I thought he broke his neck. I mean, it was a really, really emotional day for me that day. It was in the wee hours of the morning. It actually wasn't, it was still dark outside. I ain't gonna say the wee hours, but I'm gonna say around 6 something in the morning. It was still dark outside. And what happened to what created and caused this accident was coming around this mountain. This mountain, I mean, this highway is it's really, really, I'm not gonna say bad highway because I don't portray something to be as bad, but this highway was that's snake curve type of highway, and it's coming around mountains, down in between mountains and around mountains. There's a back road, 2 lanes, small, narrow highway, and this curve that I was coming around, you couldn't see around the mountain until you came actually around it. And when we came around it, traffic, that particular morning, traffic was backed up almost all the way up to the mountain. And what it was a school bus was picking children up that morning. And when I came around that mountain, I hit the brakes, the truck slid, and to keep from rear-ending the last car, my reflexes drove me to the right, what I thought would have been a shoulder, which I knew it wasn't a shoulder, but that's when my reflexes just took me to the right, and I, hit the grass and then came off the cliff, off the mountain, and into somebody's front yard. Now, I said to myself at that point in my life, looking at all that, because it was a long day, like I said, it was still dark outside, but by the time all the news and everything came and all that came, it was like in the middle of the day. My life was flashing, across, my mind at that point. It was flashing in front of my eyes. My friend had to go to the hospital. Ended up going to the hospital when we was there in the hospital. But I said there's got to be a better way. It's got to be a better way. It's got to be something else. There's got to be another way that we can do this, or I can do this, other than having to go and work a job, risking my life. And that's what led me to online marketing. Even though I at that time in 2009 had already been online for a year, not having any results. So I ended up getting fired for saving lives that day. Yes, the police and all the investigators that came to that scene called me heroic, and was calling me a hero that day for not running into those people in the back, those cars in the last of the line, for not running into them, because they said normally guys would have just ran into them, and you risk your life to save others. I'm not writing you no ticket. My company, the head guy, he's like, there's no way they're going to fire you. And then some other guys over him, because there's always somebody, I guess, bigger than you, I assume. Another guy over him came and they fired me. And so I was cool with that. I was hurt because at that point that was the best job I've ever had as far as making money and pay wise. And I was hurt by that. So make a long story short, not trying to talk your head out, but if you're telling a story, you can't tell a story in 2 or 3 minutes. At least I can't. And that's my story. And that's why I never tell it, because my story alone would be the content of a video. So with that being said, it took me to online marketing. I started in 2009. Going into 2010, I started making sales and stuff, because I started doing affiliate stuff, because I didn't want to really do any type of recruiting, because I've been, at that point in 2009, I had already been into like 5 or 6 network marketing companies before I even jumped online, before I even knew there was a way to do it online. I had already been in 4 or 5, maybe 6 network marketing companies up until that point, because I was under the old umbrella of network marketing, where you had to go and chase your friends and family, to do the business. So going back to what I was saying, that's what drove me online, and that's what made me feel like there's got to be a better way, and there's got to be a way for me to change my life, to change my current circumstances, and for me, no matter what, no matter how long it takes for me to jump online and make it happen. This is Keith Lewis. I can go on and on and on, and there's a lot more to this story that I can share with you, but I'd rather do it at the right place than just to talk about it right here. And the right place would be like a webinar or something, or either on my blog, where or either you're jumping on my email list, and that way you can connect with me, and I can share with you over a process of a couple of days instead of just one video, my whole entire story, because I have another story similar to that's reversed. I was the one in the back sleep, but this is Keith Lewis. I mean, I get wrapped. I've been through a lot. We all have, but there's no excuse for where it is that we want to go in our life. We just got to have that vision. This is Keith Lewis, guys. I appreciate your time out for watching this video, and I'll see you on my next video. Peace, y'all.